Alright, finally back with some more ATS. Finally get to record again. It's the one thing I wanted to do more than anything. So, as you can see, I've got a new truck, and I got my own trailer. This is actually a mod truck. This is a Freightliner Argosy, I believe it is. And from what I could gather up, this was actually the last cab over that was sold here in North America. Originally, this was the FLB, which is the older model, but that unfortunately doesn't work with the newest update of the game. And not only do I have all my own stuff, as you can see over here, I finally got my hands on one of the shifters from ATS Accessories. So now instead of, you know, stupid buttons on my wheel, I can actually do this properly. Just like a lot of things, something so simple can bring a game that much more to life. Given that I've got my own trailer, we can finally do some freight jobs. And that is exactly what we're going to do today. Alright, so we are going to go pick up some lemonade and bring it to Phoenix, Arizona. And something I've learned since I've gotten this shifter: double clutching is kind of pointless in this game. It's just easier to float the gears. Which, depending on the truck, it can be a little tricky to get it right. Oh, that's a truck. Oh, good. Our destination is right up here. So I'm not going to bother shifting. Nah, just stay in fourth.
Right.
I don't think there's anyone behind me. Nope. Alright, now I gotta try to get in here without smacking into a wall. Just take it nice and easy.
It's all over now.
Oh, that's... Wait a minute. Yeah, it's been too long. Alright, well, everything just decided to crash. We're off to a great start. Hopefully that doesn't happen again, but... Anyway, in case the past recording didn't catch it, we're gonna be taking some lemonade up to Phoenix, Arizona. Why does it have to give me a blind alley dock? Actually, you know what? Screw doing this blind. I'm just gonna turn around. When I say blind alley dock, it means that you're turning the trailer on the side that you can't see, aka the right-hand side. Or I guess it would be the left-hand side if... You know what I mean. So I'm gonna make this easy for myself. And just do a normal alley dock. Myself plenty of room to get my trailer backed up. There should be good. Now, I want the trailer to go to my left, so I need to turn to the right. Just to ease it on in. Cut it a little more. Start chasing it back. The trickiest part about backing a trailer up like this whatever you do up in the cab, the trailer is going to react 10 feet later. It's going to be a little crooked, but should be good. Right. Now we park, shut everything down, and they'll get us loaded up. Cargo has been loaded. Everything back on. Brake off. Should mention that I'm running an 18-speed gearbox with this truck. So you're gonna see me rolling through a lot of gears. That'll give me a good opportunity to explain how the shifter works. For anyone that's curious. I'm sure someone watching is. Good that way, good that way.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
Yeah, I'm gonna be blocking the road, but whatever. I've made a mess. You know, if the loading dock wasn't right off the street. Right now that mess is taken care of. We head straight into another mess. So, how's your day been? Traffic. Once we actually get out on some open road, I'll start talking a little more. See you guys when we get on some open road.
Turn right.
Alright, OBS has crashed twice now. Ugh. Is this why nobody goes with AMD? It at least looks like it saved the job. Turned down some settings in recording, so hopefully everything works.
Okay, here we go.
It just stopped me in the middle of the road. That's a thing. Yeah, if there's anybody watching that records with AMD hardware or hardware, if there's anyone out there that records on AMD GPUs, if you're watching, what am I doing wrong?
Get ready
Because I'm
to turn right.
genuinely confused. I literally have not changed anything since the last big time video I did.
Turn right.
Hopefully turning stuff down actually solves my problems. You know, I can make it more than 6 minutes without things crashing. Alright, some open road. Now you notice right now I'm in 4th gear, but if I flip this little lever up here, that'll bring me to my next set of gears, which will be 5th through 8th. And if you're learning to drive semis or anything with the style gearbox, you flip the switch up before you go to the next gear. It's called pre-selecting. You'll start breaking things if you don't. I only know that because I used to be a test driver, and we had a truck on test that was using an 8 and 10 speed, so it had this little range selector. I was the only one that pre-selected. Nobody else did. They would just go to neutral, flip it up, then go to the next gear, which, like I just said, you're not supposed to do. So I would try going from an a 10 speed from 5th to 6th, and it would just start grinding gears because things weren't engaging correctly. So pre-select this. This is a lot easier than having to replace a gearbox. Alright, so now the range switch is sort of explained. Probably wondering what this little guy is for. This gives you the low or high range of each gear. It's called a splitter. So you notice I just flipped it up. And if I let off the throttle, I'll go from 7 low to 7 high. Really all it does is just give you a little extra RPM, so it kind of acts like another gear. I've only driven a 10 speed, so I don't know for sure how the splitter works or how to properly operate it. Anyway, looks like we're finally out on the road. 8 high. Cruise set to 65. Alright, so now that I've got some time to kill,
Let me talk to you.
where have I been for the last 3 months, if anyone's even asking? Well, the main problem was my job. It's bad enough that I already work from 5:30 in the morning to about 5 o'clock in the evening when I get home. Back in about start of February, I was asked to help out with a case study. That would, I would need to work nights, weekends, weekend nights. And the only main reason I said yes to it was because it was a very rare chance to get some overtime. And I'm a government contractor, so overtime does not come easy. Little did I know that it was gonna be one of the most stressful points of the entire year, if not the most. So we ran a couple of tests in February and March, but it was April where it really started getting out of hand. It was right in the middle of April. They were scheduling tests almost every night and every weekend. There was 2 weeks in the middle of April where I had clocked in well over 60 hours of paid time. Keyword paid. I'm not supposed to start work until 6, but I still go in at 5:30 and get my morning chores out of the way when nobody's there. And then I get off at 4:30, but it takes me 20-something minutes to get home. Oh, and I completely forgot to mention, I wake up at 4:45 every morning for work. So my actual work hours might not actually be... Okay, talking just made me cut someone off.
Exit.
Sorry. So like I was saying, my actual work hours might not really be 12 hours, but from the time I wake up to the time I get home, it ends up being 12 hours. And then working nights, like I was saying, I would come home and just try to get some sleep for 2-3 hours, because I'd have to go back in at 9-10 o'clock at night. And most nights we were thankfully done by midnight, but there were a few times where we were there until 1, almost 2 in the morning. So, yeah, working my normal my normal shift, plus 3-4 hours at night, and getting home at 2 in the morning, just to get up at quarter to 5, just to start the whole cycle over again. That really took its toll on me. Now, thankfully, we got through it, at least everything that we had scheduled in June, right at the end of June. So now everything's back to normal, but yeah, that was hell. And on top of trying to get home and sleep for a few hours so to go back in at night, the person that was living below me in my apartment, from out of nowhere, just started blasting his subwoofer almost every day at the start of March. We all know that one jackass that's got a subwoofer. Well, crap. So yeah, we all know that one guy that's got a subwoofer that's worth more than his entire car crammed in the trunk. You know what that sounds like. And I gotta get over. Yeah, how do people do this for a living? Yeah, imagine subwoofer in the trunk of a piece of junk car. We all know that person that has that. Imagine that, but directly under you every night and every day for 3 months straight, while you're trying to work 16 plus hours every day. I made multiple complaints. I even called the police, and he just refused to stop.
Get ready to turn right.
And thankfully, he got evicted.
Turn right.
But of course, he didn't have to leave until after this case study was done. But at the end of the day, I'm just glad I can at least come home and have some sort of peace. Yeah, you can say I'm complaining for no reason, or you can call me a Karen. I don't care. Go what I went through for those 2-3 months. You would be just as annoyed and frustrated. Yeah, don't worry. I'm almost done with my rant. I'll probably put some sort of timestamp up for when it's actually over. But if you're still watching at this point, then for whatever reason you're willing to listen to me run my mouth. Yeah, despite going through all of that for a quarter of the year, there were a couple of silver linings. The first one being, back at the start of March, I got a new car. I'm sure someone out there saw the post that I made about it. I'm now the proud owner of a 2020 Ford EcoSport, and I lovingly named her Romelia after one of my favorite Toho characters. If you want to see a grown man just break down in tears, you should have been at the dealership that day. For the first time in my life, it finally felt like things were going right. I've gone through quite a few things that I'd rather not talk about. I was at a pretty dark point in my life, the end of 2018, the start of 2019. A lot of things really just felt like it wasn't worth any sort of effort. But thankfully, with the help of some really close friends, and just my own sheer will to keep going, come on, give me a gear. Yeah, I can't thank my friends enough, and I can't thank my job enough. Because both of them combined literally saved my life. I'm finally at a point where I feel like I'm gonna be okay. So, the first step was new car. Now the next step is my own home.
Go straight on.
It's the second silver lining from going through what I did for the last couple of months. I'd been considering trying to move out of apartments for a while, but I didn't think it was possible. And over the last couple of months, I've just been getting in touch with mortgage lenders and real estate agents.
Go
And I'm
straight.
actually... Nope, can't get over. Anyway, I actually got approved for a fairly decent loan. And with the price of my rent, it just makes more sense to try to get into a house. And what are you doing? I keep trying to talk, and then something comes along and ruins my train of thought. Oh, and now this guy's gonna pick up his pace. Come on, stay on track with your thoughts. Anyway, long story short, I'm tired of living in apartments. I want to be in my own home. I've been getting in touch with some people. I got approved for a loan. And the house hunt has been going on for about a month now. A little under a month. I think started start of July. Yeah, the price of rent, it just makes more sense to try to get in my own home where I can have some peace. There'll be no more noise pollution. Because people around here are just really inconsiderate and ignorant. More than anything, I just want to get away from cities. I don't live in a particularly big city, but it's got city people, and I'm not the most fond of city people. Because they always seem to be loud and obnoxious and just downright rude. Not the kind of people I want to be around. So the next step in my life is getting out of here. So hopefully within the next year, and at worst, by next October when my lease is up, because I do not want to sign another lease. I have seen a couple of houses up for sale, but we unfortunately haven't heard anything back.
Go straight on.
I just gotta be patient. Patience is a virtue that I had at one point in my life. I don't know where it went. I gotta slow it. Come on. Yeah, that's right. Get out of my way. Alright. It looks like this will be a bit of a shorter video. If you can see on the GPS, we're not too far from our drop-off. And it looks like we'll be getting off at this next exit. Come on, trying to let you on, because I gotta get off. I understand you're a semi, but you're also unloaded.
And then exit
Anyway, I think my rant and my life story is over. So if you're still here and you listen to all that, and I've completely lost track of where I was in my gears, so I'm trying to thank people for listening to me ramble on. Can you tell it's been 3, almost 4 months since the last time I did this? What's this charger doing? See? Okay, I guess they're letting me go. Alright, I gotta try swinging out a little wider so I don't sideswipe this guy. Try to be careful not to hit another car. I end up in the wall. Hopefully all the lemonade's still fine.
Keep left and then turn left. Turn left.
Alright, nobody's here blocking this intersection, right? Okay, good.
Turn right.
Am I going in? I think I'm going in this sell goods. I'm definitely not going left.
Turn left.
I think I just hit the curb. Oh, crap, this is where I'm going.
It was a nice ride.
Was it a nice ride, though? Alright, I got your lemonade. That's gonna be this one again. Alright. And we're going right on the end. This shouldn't be too tough. I literally just did this same drop not too long before starting this video. It's gonna be just another standard alley, doc. Yeah, turn left. Turn right. I've got a Class A, I promise. Just walk it on back. No, I'm not skipping. A little more. Chase her in. I mean, they're technically okay with this, but I'm about half a mile off the box. Just like the first episode, I'm gonna be a little more of a perfectionist on this one. My biggest problem with ATS is the mirrors. In my opinion, this actually makes it a lot tougher than it is in real life, but that's a lot better. Still not perfect, but I'll take it. Alright, shut the engine down. They'll unload us. And we have successfully delivered some lemonade. 12 grand for only 300 miles, it's not too bad. Alright, I think that's gonna do it for this video. If you're still here, as always, I appreciate it. Especially if you listen to me go on and on about things you probably don't care about for the last 20 or so minutes. I honestly don't know when my next video is gonna be. And it took me all of July to try to get the motivation to do this one. And even then it was still giving me some pains, but we got through it. Again, if you're still here, of course I appreciate it. If you're new, if you want to subscribe or leave a like, it's there, but there's never any obligation to do that, only if you actually enjoy what I'm doing. But if you did, hopefully you come back for the next one.